Are you thinking about selling your home? Here are 3 things that you'll want to know about selling in this changing real estate market.
So here we sit at the end of 2022, and this year has seen rapid changes from the beginning of the year here to the end of the year, and the real estate market's changed. It's shifted from a complete seller's market now into a buyer's market. So if you're thinking of selling your home, here are 3 things you need to think about. Number 1 is be willing to negotiate. About 10 months ago, if you were to sell your house, you would have multiple offers above the asking price, and it would sell in about a week's time. Well, those days are behind us, and nowadays you need to be able to work with the buyers and help them. We're seeing a lot more credits toward closing costs or price reductions, just to name a few. Even though inventory has risen to more normal levels, we're still seeing buyers out there in the marketplace, but it just means that you need to have more willingness to work with them.
The second important thing to keep in mind if you are planning on selling your home is really to price it at a fair market value. We cannot emphasize this enough. As David said, you know, things 10, 12 months ago were dramatically different. We could look at the highest comp in a neighborhood and you could almost guarantee that the home would sell above that. I mean, it was just go on and on. Now you're seeing things sit on the market for a bit longer and in some cases have price reductions, and a lot of times that's reflective of it not being really priced right from the get-go. We've got a good quote here. This is from Greg McBride, Chief Financial Analyst at Bankrate. And what he says is, price your home realistically. This isn't the housing market of April or May, so buyer traffic will be substantially slower. But appropriately priced homes are still selling quickly. And we are seeing that in Stockton and Lodi. If it's priced appropriately, it's going to sell in a reasonable amount of time. So we don't want to put too much fear out there, but it is really, really important to work with an agent, listen to their guidance, and look at the neighborhood comps and price it accordingly.
And lastly, the third item you want to think about is to think like a buyer. What do the first impressions look like of your home when a buyer approaches your house, and inside, what are the things that he's going to think about? So we want to think like a buyer in that sense. We've done a lot of videos on this, from curb appeal to renovations or things you could update inside the house. So here's a quote from Realtor.com that really sums this up. They say, to stand out in the current market, sellers should make their home attractive to buyers, which usually means some selective updates. So if there are some minor repairs that you need to make around your house, I would suggest you do so. Maybe a fresh coat of paint, refinish the floor in the bathroom, that sort of thing. Those minor repairs could go a long way.
So the bottom line is your house will sell today if you're realistic and informed about today's market. So again, being prepared and willing to negotiate if necessary, pricing it right from the get-go, and of course not neglecting any needed repairs or being willing to do some minor cosmetic updates to really attract prospective buyers.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today on this week's episode of our Did You Know Show. They come out each and every Tuesday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below to catch all of our episodes. We'll see you then.